Well, good afternoon. My name is William Lawson of the Urban Game Changers, Florida, and this video concerns something that is near and dear to the urban community, unfortunately, and that is the federal minimum wage. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the federal minimum wage and raising the federal minimum wage. Um, my my feelings on raising the federal minimum wage is that yes, it's going to seem like people are going to make more money because it seems like the right thing to do. And so often things seem like the right thing to do when the fact of the matter is either they're not necessary or they become dilatory and harmful to people when you actually do them. No one looks through the entire the entire process to see how things are going to land, and mostly because people go half cocked, thinking that they know something that they don't know. Well, it didn't take much research from our crack research department at Urban Game Changers Florida to find out where most states in the United States are in comparison to the federal minimum wage. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. Well, there are 19 states of the 50, which is 38% of the states, who have a minimum wage that is equal to the federal minimum wage. There are only 3 states, 6%, that have minimum wages that are lower than the federal minimum wage, and it's because that those states don't have minimum wage laws. There are. I'm sorry. There are one, two, three, four, 5 states that don't have any minimum wage law at all, and there you go. So they are regulated by market, whatever the market forces are. Now there are the rest of the states. There are 49.56% of the states. 22 states, their minimum wage is above the federal the federal law or the federal law. So this whole idea that the left wants to portray as these major companies are running around the country and people are living on starvation wages is just not true. It's just not true. It's just not true. Now, states that have above the federal minimum wage are Florida, California, Nevada, Washington State, Oregon, Montana, and North. Sorry, but if you go to North Dakota or South Dakota, um, although the federal minimum wage is 7.25, you can find a job working at Walmart for $15 an hour. Why? Because the market allows it there. If you want to live in North Dakota, Eesh. I won't be heading up Urban Game Changers North Dakota anytime soon. Sorry, Shirley. You know what? There are a lot of states, again, 22 states that have minimum wages that are higher than the federal average. This whole idea to raise the minimum wage to $10 an hour because people are living quote enslaved wages. It brings the question to bear: who's really the slave? Is it the employed, or is the mom and pop business that have everything on the line that are being forced to pay a wage that their market simply won't bear? I think a lot of times in our bloodlust to stick it to the man, to stick it to the Walmarts, to stick it to the Targets, to stick it to the big companies, we often end up sticking it to ourselves. All right, my name is William Lawson of Urban Game Changer Florida. Thank you ever so much for coming to the Urban Game Changer Florida Facebook page. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself.